Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Man United Agenda. And yes, we're back. I am always back with my co host alongside me on Monday. And we're joined by Ross, especially a Villa fan all the way from South Africa. Welcome to the Man United Agenda. Yes, everyone. Hello and welcome to the Man United Agenda. And it is back and it is, how can I say? It's Wednesday. It's not Friday. It is Wednesday. And we are joined by OMONDI, as I said. Hello, OMONDI.
Yo,
How you doing? You all right?
I'm blessed as always, man. I'm there.
You're there? You're there? You're there or you're here or where are you? You're there, yeah? You're there. You're just there, yeah?
I'm here.
I'm here. And thank you so much to Ross for coming in all the way from South Africa. How are you doing, Ross? Welcome to the Man United Agenda, making your debut. How are you?
Hi guys, always a pleasure to be a part. Looking forward to many more.
Brilliant, excellent. So, Ross, you're our guest. And even though we are called the Man United Agenda, we don't really and truly have an agenda. We are just called the Man United Agenda.
That would be a first.
Exactly. That definitely will be a first as a Man United fans. So, Ross, just want to find out a little bit about yourself, really, as an icebreaker. Just so tell us the reason why you support Villa. Tell us, obviously, your boyhood hero as well, because I think having a Monday on the show today, we are going to talk about history lessons. And we're going to probably find out some players from 1851 or 1807 or something like that. Yeah. So give us a little insight about you, Ross, before we kickstart the show.
Yeah, well, as you said, I'm Ross from South Africa, boyhood Villa fan. Been supporting them ever since I could remember kicking a football. Yeah, I'm in a privileged position to be chairman of the South African Villains fan club. So what that means is that I'm in charge of all the Villa fans here in SA, try to organize get-togethers and just bringing Villa fans closer. There's not a lot of Villa fans this side of the hemisphere. So it's quite nice to get everybody together and chat and share our passions. I'd have to say, back to your question about boyhood heroes, there's too many to name, but I can give you a couple that are a good shout. Gabriel Bangladesh stands in my head, yeah, and my heart. Stilian Petrov has to be one of my favorite captains to ever don a Villa shirt. And Paul McGrath, I'm not too sure how he was at United, but at Villa, he's the god. So I'd have to say, particularly those three players, they shaped and molded my passion and love for Villa.
And Ross, there you talk about Paul McGrath, and on Monday we'll give us a little history lesson about McGrath here. What a player! He was at Villa. I can remember watching Paul McGrath back in the days, and again against Man United I've always said certain players that you fear, and Paul McGrath was one of those players that basically a bonza trick, read the game very well, very intelligent footballer. I don't think though he got as much credit as he actually deserved. Again, I'm going to hit my Monday and ask him Monday that question, and then I'm going to actually, Ross, let's go to you first. Ask you the question: do you believe he had got enough sort of respect on his name to what a player he was?
At Villa, definitely, yeah. He's a legend at Villa.
Villa he was, but outside of Villa.
No, not at all. And I think that goes down to a lot of attributes. The his United stint probably wasn't appreciated as much as it should have been from the United fans, and perhaps even on his national team with Ireland, he could have been appreciated a lot more. I mean, it's no point if only Villa fans cherish him, and it drowns out how special of a player he was. I mean, he was playing through injuries. He was giving his all for the club just because Villa was putting faith and giving him the love back.
Yeah. On Monday, Paul McGrath, Man United as well. So talk to us about Paul
McGrath. Paul McGrath, it doesn't matter. You ask any pros played with him or played against him, he's got the respect there. Whether we as fans are aware of him or know about him, he gets the respect. He's one of my favourite players too. I actually went to his testimonial at Lansdowne Road, maybe in 2000, early 2000s it was. packed. The place was packed out, you know. And I went all the way to Ireland just for that, because that's how much I love the player. Let's talk real here. This is a guy who's come over from Ireland. He's very shy, extremely shy. Came to Manchester United. This is like early 80s under Ron Atkinson, and started to produce and came into the side. There was a period at Man United and with Ireland as well where he was played in midfield. Unbelievable. He was played in midfield a lot of the time. That's because, like Man United, we had Kevin Moran and other defenders, and the same with Kevin Moran's Irish as well. I remember in the 1985 FA Cup final, Kevin Moran got sent off for tackle on Peter Reid, and Paul McGrath just, he was playing in defence anyway, but he played 10 men against Everton, who were one of the best teams in Europe, played on, didn't concede a goal, and we won the game. And obviously, he had alcohol problems, and that's why when Fergie came, he had to sort of wean out these guys, because there was a culture, as we see at Man United now, we've got issues. There was a culture at the club which was really bad. So players like Norman Whiteside and even Brian Robson stayed, but Paul McGrath, the drinking culture, they had to go.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we sacked Ron Atkinson, and he almost came back to haunt us, because in 1990, first season of the Premiership, Aston Villa were head to head with Manchester United. I mean,
we were pushing you guys.
Sorry,
we were pushing you guys.
What do you remember? You said we were pushing up. What do you remember about that season, Ross?
Oh my God!
Oh, I remember that we just fell short. Yeah, Villa were a powerhouse back in the 80s, and in the early 90s, you could see that under Atkinson as well. We won the 2 League Cups in 94 and 96, but I think we underachieved during those seasons. We could have been a lot better, but that just came down to, different players having the issues. And we touched back on Paul McGrath. I think not a lot is said about the tough upbringing he had. If I'm not mistaken, he was brought up in Ireland as an orphan, came over. He also had some issues in his private life that may have affected his career towards the end. But it just goes to show the type of stature of a man and player he was, to stand up and take the responsibility of Aston Villa and push the team.
Yeah.
Something as well, in that season, obviously when they're pushing us, we think, oh my God, Ron Atkinson's come back to haunt us. Paul McGrath's come back to haunt us. It was really scary opposition. And they had players like Steve Staunton, Mark Bosnich was in the squad as well, and Dean Saunders, Dalen Atkinson in the side. Ray Houghton was there, ex-Liverpool. The captain by ex-Everton, Kevin Richardson. This is great side. I mean, they were just picked. We picked them at the end, but there was also Blackburn were pushing, and Norwich are up there as well. I think Norwich is just behind Aston Villa that season. But guess who was Player of the Year? And the guy that we thought was written off and couldn't train, was injured all the time, it was Paul McGrath. That just speaks volumes.
Yeah. Quick one, guys, before we go in. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to ask you questions from 2000, Ross, to get in a conversation. Amanda is going to go dinosaur on you, yeah. So I hope you're ready for that. But I do know the dinosaur questions as well. So, quick one though, Ross. What 3 players would you take from Man United to take to Villa? You take the whole Man United team right now, wouldn't you?
No, not at all. There is a couple players that stand out. I like Cavani's pressing. I noticed that in the FA Cup. Cavani presses a lot, and he's working well under Ralph. And Villa, we haven't been very potent in attack lately. So I would take Cavani, definitely, just for his work rate. Greenwood looks a real talent at the moment, so I'll take Greenwood.
Yep.
And I'll take Varane. Yeah.
Oh, wow. All right, then. Omondi, 3 players you take at Villa.
I'll take Varane.
At the moment, I'm as we're Jamaicans here, so obviously it's Liam Bailey. If he can get himself fit, I just think he's fantastic. The Premiership have not seen what he can do as yet. I think he got him a cheap price. It sort of went undercover. I don't know. At Leverkusen, he was great. He came from Belgium, Ghent, or one of them sides there. Left-footed player, got all the ability in the world. Especially when you play a 4-3-3, we're a bit confused with our formation at the moment, but I would love to take him. Also, everyone talks about Tyrone Mings. That's a big for me. My feelings on Tyrone Mings. I wouldn't take him, but I just want to give respect to Villa because they've built a good side. Respect to Dean Smith as well. They've come up. They've been consistent, and obviously nearly got relegated a couple of seasons ago. but they're back now and they're established. And I think I was a bit dubious about the move they made, but I think Steven Gerrard is now the right man to come in with his backups coaching team with McAllister and guys like that. So it would be for me definitely Liam Bailey. I like McGinn in midfield. I think he would fit Man United really well. We talked about him the other day. With our midfield issues that we have, I do respect him, respect his game, and that's about it, unfortunately.
Ready? Ross, I'm on your side. Tyrone Mings all day long. I rate him as a defender. He's very underrated outside Aston Villa. I know he has got a few mistakes in him, but right now, speaking at Man United, we could do with Tyrone Mings. I don't know how you rate Tyrone Mings, but on this show, I always put it out there and say about Tyrone Mings. I do like him, and I do like his attribute as well as a footballer. I think he reminds us a little bit about, okay, this is going to sound a bit, people are going to, in the comment, absolutely annihilate me. He reminds me a bit about like a Rio Ferdinand, but not the quality or the level Rio Ferdinand was. Not the quality and the level how Rio Ferdinand was. I'm not saying he was Rio Ferdinand standard, because he isn't, but it just reminds me he needs a good player around him to bring the best out of him. But Amonde don't agree with me. Another player that I really like, and I saw play the other day, and he absolutely annihilated Man United, is Douglas Louise. What a player. What a baller.
You would take Louise?
Yeah, I would take him at United. I would take him.
I'll trade you for Greenwood right now.
Well, let's trade. Well, you can have Greenwood on loan. You can have on loan. That's about it. And obviously, the boy himself, Bailey, like what Amonde's saying, listen, injuries just hitting him, hampering him completely. Yeah. I think he's got so much to show to the Premier League what he can actually do. Watching him when he was at Bayer Leverkusen, I didn't really and truly watch him that much. But when he went on international duty with Jamaica, and you watch him, what the pace, the speed, how the agile he was, how he moves around the pitch, fantastic. But for some reason or another, he just cannot stay fit. I don't know whether he's going to be, if anyone agree with me, like a Ledley King. Like, is that sort of player? It's almost like he can't train. He can't train because of injury.
I can agree with you, because he was tearing it up with Leverkusen in the Bundesliga. Yeah. But I was watching his progress after we were linked to him, because we were linked to him for quite a while. And I noticed how injury prone he was. He seems to have a big issue with his hamstrings. They keep going. Yeah. Somebody said they're like licorice. It just snaps so easily. Yeah. But you know what? He's a quality player. I remember the game against Everton when he came on as a substitute and he bagged the goal. Nearly got another goal, but it was counted as the keeper's own goal. And he practically won the game for us off the bench. For 30 minutes of that match, he was the man of the match. That points to quality. Yeah. So if we can keep him fit, I think we have a real player on our hands.
He is a top player. He's a top player. And with we're going to go in now. And leading up to that now, I'm going to talk about Steven Gerrard, obviously been appointed as your new manager. How do you guys, how do you feel about it? Because at the moment, it seems like you guys got a good team, and he's gone in now and he's weeding some of the players that he don't believe has got what it takes to play underneath him. The rumor was apparently like Twanzebe at Man United at the moment was on loan there, and it was a friction between him because a Man United so-called and Steven Gerrard is nothing to do with that at all. I don't believe it at all. I honestly don't believe it. I think it's loads of rubbish. But it seems like he's got these players playing very, very well. And I think one or two more addition to it. And do you think probably not obviously this season, but come next season, you could be fighting for top 4?
You know what? When Gerrard came in, I was quite dubious. First of all, I felt that Dean Smith had quite a lot of credit in the bank before he got sacked. I mean, it's not good losing 5 on the trot. But the victory prior to that was at Old Trafford, the first time we won at Old Trafford in 10 years. Mind you, back then, you guys were giving 3 points out like they were candy. But that aside, I was dubious with Gerrard coming in. I just felt that he wasn't being better than Maguire. Yeah, I can agree with you on that.
Stop it.
Yeah, you know, when Gerrard came in, I was quite dubious because personally, I thought he didn't have enough experience as a Premier League manager. But his performances that he's instilled into the players, there's a lot of mindset changes. We saw that with Mings. Mings has quite a lot of mistakes in him, as you said. You know, he hasn't had the same form since he's got his England call-up, in my opinion. And for that reason, I have to say Konsa currently is better than Mings. But lately under Gerrard, he seems to be getting back to his old ways. I like the high-intensity football. And one thing that you can't rule out is that lure of having Steven Gerrard as a manager. Coutinho is a perfect example of that. We would have never got Coutinho under Dean Smith. Not a chance. So I was quite happy with that. And I'm more than happy to be eating my words at the end of the season if we push up into a European spot. Even though for me, I feel that's ruled out, I think let's give Gerrard the grace period until the end of the season and see how we do. But so far, so good. I mean, the matches that we lost to Man City, to United, we narrowly lost. It was those small individual errors that cost us the games. And those things will come with time and fine tweaking. So yes, we want signings, but we also need to improve the players that are already at the club. Douglas Louise is another example of that. That's why I was surprised when you said you want to take him. He's still young. He's only 22. And there's a lot more that he can learn. He's quite a technical midfielder. And he needs to improve if he wants to stay in that squad. Because Gerrard's not going to take any lackluster performances. He's come to Villa for one reason and one reason only, and that's to be successful. He's looking at the Liverpool job in a couple of years, and he wants that job.
Oh, you took my question away from me. I was going to ask you that later on. I was going to ask you that one, but yeah. Quick one as well. While we're at it, there's one more thing I was going to ask you. What about, is it Ramsey? Is it Ramsey, the youngster, 20 years old?
Jacob Ramsey, yeah.
Jacob, what, again, at 20 years old and putting performances like how he's doing right now. It's unbelievable as well. And that's all down to Steven Gerrard as well.
Yeah, you know, Jacob Ramsey's been at the academy his whole life. He also has a younger brother, Aaron Ramsey. Both the Ramsey brothers are quite gifted. You know, after Grealish left, there was the team was crying out for a player to fill that void. Ramsey's still young, so he's not going to fill that. But has he improved this season? I was watching something on the Premier League earlier today, and they're asking viewers about who our breakout star of the season was. In my opinion, it has to be Jacob Ramsey. I mean, he's been involved in 18, 19 league games. At 20 years old, he's popped up with 2 goals. His pass completion rate is out of this world at over 80%. He's doing well, and he's definitely one to watch. And Coutinho being at the club will help him.
Yeah, it's a good one, a good call as well. Ross, before I go to Armando, because I think Armando's got a few bits he wants to ask you quickly.
Yeah.
On this question, Ross, if you could bring back one past player, one past player of the United that is currently playing at Villa, which one would it be?
I don't know if that's structured. Maybe saying one past player from Villa's past or one past player.
One pass from United.
Past.
One part. Go on then, Ross. Let's ask a question. One past player that you're going to bring back from Villa to now then. Paul McGrath.
Oh, a past player from United to play at currently Villa. That's how I see that question. A past player. That was at United. I'll probably have Rooney come back. Rooney to come from United to Villa. He had a lot of fight in him, and I think that's what a lot of Premier League teams miss, is that good old-fashioned striker that just goes in with aggression. So I would have him in my squad. Why not?
Yeah, and he was so this is Fanatics. He was on a channel to do the preview show with us for the Villa Man United FA Cup as well. He comes on the channel as well, so great insight and a lot of knowledge about Villa as well, which is fantastic. You and you both. So I think next time when we play Villa, we'll bring both of you on the channel. But I think we need about 5-man squad for us, because every time he comes on the channel, he has us up all the time. So, and plus with you and your knowledge, I think me on Monday and Mr. B, we need backup. We need backup.
Well, that's amazing.
Yeah. So Monday, go on. I know you've got a few questions. And guys, if you are watching the channel for the first time, please hit that like and subscribe button as well and support the channel. So on Monday, would you mind? Go on.
Yes, Ross. I am the quiz master. We also have a quiz master show, so don't get nervous. I always say people don't get nervous when we're asking the questions. This isn't quiz master show. It's just a general chit chat and thing. But one thing I just want to endorse. I mean, you're wearing a retro shirt, and obviously when I first met you today, that's 1982. That's the year you won the Champions League. I think you beat Bayern Munich in the final with Rummenigge and Breitner in the side. These are great players, you know. And you think, wow. Aston Villa, I mean, but this is a period of English football where English football was dominating the Champions League. And the prior season to that, you beat Ipswich
Oh, sorry,
last day.
man. I got to cut you off there. My audio is gone. Give me 1 minute to join back.
We'll come back.
That's the only downfall about living in South Africa, guys, is the internet. Everything else in this country is perfect. We're still running off 3G, but besides that, we're all good.
3G? Oh, wow.
Seconds.
Oh, we're on 5G now. We're on 5G. So, yeah, no, sort of Villa insight, and that's the good thing with it, though, Omondi, is obviously having you with here is giving the insight back in sort of like the early stages with Villa, because I remember Villa, but some of the things,
I can hear you now.
Yep. So some of the things from Villa, I do remember them, but you know, like you got to hit the question to remember it physically. Yeah. So I'm on there. Carry on.
Yeah, just saying, Ross, about your shirt. Fantastic period for Aston Villa, probably the best period in their history. Won the league title the previous season on the last day against Ipswich, which was they were a great side, and then went on to win the Champions League or the European Cup. But for me, growing up, I just want to ask you, and I think it's fair that you explain to us just how good a player was Gordon Cowns, because for me, growing up, I was always taught to follow this guy, two-footed. Everyone talks about Glenn Hoddle, but he was just as good in my opinion. Cultured midfielder and English as well. And you spoke about Rooney earlier, saying that Rooney was rugged and all these attributes that you sort of tend to go with an English player. But we, back in the day, England had some quality players, and for me, Gordon Cowns, when you're as two-footed as that and as talented as that, and maybe he looked like a boxer with his nose broken and all over the place. Yeah. But what a player! What a player! My dad always told me to look out for him. I know he went to Bari and he came back, but he was injury prone as well. But what can you tell the people watching about Gordon Cowns and as a player? Because to me, he's one of the best ever for Aston Villa.
Extremely underrated and a fantastic player. He gave it all. He left everything on the pitch. Whenever you saw him walk out onto the pitch, no matter for what team, he was prepared to lose a tooth, lose an eye for the team. Fantastic player. You know what? There's only have fond memories of him. And speaking of underrated Villa players, we point back to the same era of Dennis Mortimer. He also a very, very classy player. But yeah, I have to agree with you. Super. I'm lost for words. You're making me reminisce about the only Champions League we won. Now I'm thinking about when we're going to win the next one.
It's amazing. But I just want to know, because what I don't know, what I can't understand, Ron Saunders, top manager thing. What happened? Why is it that like halfway through the season he left the club when you went on to win the Champions League? What happened? Could Tony Burton come in? What was all that about? What was going on there? Do you know any insight into why he left the club?
I can tell you the little bit I do know. Don't hold me to it, but from what I understand is that there was a lot of disagreements behind closed doors. And whenever that happens, it can end up creating a rift within the team. And I must remember, we're going back to the 80s. Back then, English football was quite no nonsense. So if you disagreed with the hierarchy, or if there was any issues with your team, and you lose faith in the board and your manager, you're not going to be in the job too long.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I've just never know why. I mean, he must be gutted. I mean, he would have won the league and then gone on to win the Champions League. That would, I never knew why he left. Just my last question I want to ask you. I mean, and this is going like the first Premiership season. I think we're talking about this Aston Villa side, and you talked about '94. You beat us 3-1 in the League Cup. And then in '96, Savo Milosevic and York start to come through. You beat Leeds 3-0, good Leeds side with Gary McAllister in it. Gary McAllister was playing for Leeds that day. But and then obviously he came second to us in the '92-'93 season. Why didn't you build on that success? Why has it taken so long for Aston Villa to be a big club? Because you've got teams in that region like Leicester, and I think the thing is you should be able to sort of manage all the best young players in that region as well and bring them to your club. Your most attractive club in that region, So where do you think Aston Villa's gone wrong? Is it poor management? What's the issue here with Aston Villa? Why are they not being so successful as they started the Premiership era with that sort of greatness?
That's an incredible question. I appreciate you raising that. For many years, Villa have been the nearly team, nearly winning the league, getting to the final, nearly winning the final, nearly making the most out of players. Dwight York, Dion Dublin, there's a lot of players back then that you can think of that nearly made it at Aston Villa to their prime. And that's another example of that. I think, towards the end of the 1990s and that decade, closing into the new era of the 2000s, players lost their cohesion. You lose faith. After you've been the nearly team for so long, your eyes start being tempted by looking elsewhere. And I think that's what would have happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back. I mean, it looks like it's big time. Just to add, lastly, with Steven Gerrard, you're looking at Coutinho and looking at Coutinho. These guys are in their prime, 28, 29, 30, that sort of age. So it's going to be maybe short-term success, but you've got proper players coming in now. And I think, as Errol Solo was saying earlier, I think you are going to push on now. You are going to be tough to beat. We've experienced you the other day. We're going to experience you again this weekend. And you beat us earlier in the season as well. So good luck to Villa. Great club. Always had the best pitch in the league, and I wish you all the best for the future because it's looking rosy right now.
Yeah. And by the way, Ross, just to let you know, on Monday go through a phase where every team is his second favorite team as well,
So I can't take the compliments to heart.
So on Monday, would you mind just giving us some of the comments, and then I just want to ask Ross probably 2 more questions as well.
I've also got a question for you guys, though. I've had a mate. We'll get to that when you're ready. I have got a question.
Okay then. Okay.
So a lot of people are getting excited here about Aston Villa. Mark Foster, how you doing? He said Miggs, meaning Mings, still has a lot to learn. So there's a lot of improvement there, but maybe under Gerrard he will improve.
Can I say something? Yeah, Mark, big up, respect. I've got so much time for you, mate. Thank you so much for everything that you're doing. Yeah, appreciate it, mate.
Okay. Fanatic says, good evening, lads. Great. Another villain on here. We had a Villa fan on the other day, Mr. B's brother. Yeah, so it's all Villa this week. So here's Fanatic again. He thinks Europe next season for sure. He's adamant that you guys are going to make it. It's looking good for you guys. Fine margin, says Martin H. Ross, he's talking to you there.
Yeah.
We're not going to do a prediction show, but yeah, obviously we are playing this week.
We'll do it. We'll just get Ross his opinion on the scoreline.
Okay, and Fanatic, wow, he's showing his age here, saying Gordon Cowns, Merlin Stickerbook days, yes. And finally, another Gordon Crowns one here from Andy Herbert, who I'm upset with because he was saying some horrible things about me, about Tyron Mings, comparing him to Maguire. Stop that, Anthony. Andy's saying Gordon Cowns was a good defender, gets stuck in, not afraid to tackle. He was a midfielder, Anthony. Come on. Oh, yeah. And lastly, sorry, this one I was looking for. This guy, David Platt.
David Platt,
What a player.
Shame he went to Arsenal, though, isn't it?
Yeah, we didn't get the best from him. But this points to it. Villa were the nearly team for so long.
Yeah, it's true. Very true.
David Platt, did he come from? He was at Manchester United. He started off at Manchester United, didn't he? He went to,
but we wanted him back, but he went to Arsenal instead.
Oh, when he was coming back from Italy.
When he came back, we wanted him.
What a player! I mean, you talk about goal scoring midfielders. I mean, at one point he was our main for England. He was the main goal scorer at one period, early 90s. Banging, coming in with headers and thing. What a cultured, great player, and the Italian league at the time picked him out because they knew how good he was. Top player. I love David Platt, and Villa legend in my opinion.
Okay. So, guys, if you're new to the channel, please hit that like. We have 26 likes. Can we get up to about 30 likes? We've got 13 in the chat at the moment. And if you are new to the channel, even if you're a Villa fan, just hit the subscribe button anyway, because we are Man United Agenda, and we're hoping to see Ross back on the channel again. And we also have other Villa fans as well that comes on the channel. So, Ross, you wanted to ask us a question before I ask you a few more questions.
Yeah. How do you guys feel about, we're talking about sleeping giants and teams coming through the ranks like Villa, Leicester, and West Ham now? How do you guys feel that, these teams are starting to threaten United? Before we could say the top 4, but United are not looking very top 4 worthy candidates anymore. So now even top 6, even Europe, you got that new European competition that's there now.
Don't even get there. That's a Tottenham trophy.
They couldn't even win that.
That's a Tottenham trophy. And Arsenal.
But how do you guys feel now that there's a lot of quality coming through from other teams like Villa, West Ham, Leicester pushing up there? How do you feel? Do you think that you guys might be overtaken or left behind soon?
I think for us at Man United, and I'm quite confident with Ralph at the moment. I think he will. Well, the 6 months he's in charge, the new manager coming in. Um, for me, it's about structure. It's a building from sort of the top all the way down. And if we can cement and build from the top and work our way down, it's a cycle. We'll get back to our glory days again. It may take another 10 years before we get back to the glory years again, but we will come back to it. The biggest problem for us at Manchester United right now is we don't know what's going on behind the scene. But for me, I believe we need to get rid of a lot of these players who's on high wages, bring in a structure where you almost, like you get your image bonuses and things like that. It's almost bringing it in, and it's about a performance base. So you give your wages and you do a performance base. Man United will be the biggest club globally when it comes to revenue, taking in money. But right now, as a football team, we're nowhere near that level. We're probably not even the top 10 in Europe anymore. We know where we've gone. You know what I mean? It's out the window right now where we are. So that's the way I see Man United right now. I can't say we're going to win the league next season. I can't say we're going to win after the season after that, because I honestly don't think a squad of players is there, but it's individual brilliance we're relying on week in, week out.
Yeah.
For me, it's simply this. I think Ferguson left us a good foundation to fall back on, and that's a good youth system. As Villa, you know about. It's great to see these other clubs. I think credit to the Premier League is the best all-time best I've ever known it. It's great to see West Ham, Villa, all these Leicester coming through. And the reason they're coming through is because they manage the clubs really well and they sustain themselves. So if you look at different clubs throughout the league, you've got the Portuguese method with Wolves. You've got Brentford have got a great, only a B team and bringing B team players and great scouting. You've got Leicester, they won the league based on scouting in stats and looking for players who could fulfill certain things. And from lower leagues who can come in and sell them on for big money, as you see with Mahrez and Kante and guys like that. So Aston Villa, I think they're doing the same now. They've sustained themselves, got an English manager in Dean Smith who made them sustainable in the Premiership. They've got good money now. They can buy good players. And like you say, you can attract good players in good management now. So we do have a lot to fear. But I do accept that this is what happens in top league in football. So it's down to us now to take a slap in the face and say to ourselves, we need to manage our club a lot better and look at the model of Villa and Leicester, that kind of thing. Because you bought a player from Brentford who were in the Championship in Watkins, for example. People were like gasping on how much money he spent on him, but he's good enough. There you go. So
I agree with you.
Yeah. So Ross, quick one. There's a couple of things I wanted to ask you about. Obviously, have you been to Villa Park? Have you touched the soil here to go to Villa Park? Also, as well, the sacking of Dean Smith. I was going to ask you the question about, and about Villa playing in Europe as well. So you can probably round those off really.
Yeah, I haven't had the pleasure of going to Villa Park just yet. Unfortunately, I am on the other side of the world. But soon, COVID did delay my travel plans. But just all the more reason to have the motivation to go there, sit in the Holt End and watch my team, hopefully against the United side, and beat them at Villa Park. That'll be my dream time at Villa. But no, not yet, unfortunately, but soon.
Excellent. And let's just ask you, Ross, because obviously it's in conversation we're having with you, and we have got our preview show tomorrow night, and we brought you on. But what's your probably score prediction for the weekend? Because me and OMONDI can't give you ours, unfortunately, today. I know OMONDI's won already.
Optimistically, I would love it if we do the double over United, and I think we can. We weren't too far away from you in the FA Cup, and I'll be honest, VAR helped you a lot. Another Villa fan said to me, VAR stands for Villa are robbed, and I couldn't agree more.
I like it. I like that.
I couldn't agree more. But I think we have what it takes to do the double over you. And if Coutinho makes a debut, I think you're in a real game there, man. But that's my optimistic point. Honestly, I think it might be 1-1.
Yeah, but the thing is with it quickly going, because I don't want to give too much about the show tomorrow, because I already sort of gone into my notes and everything. But Coutinho has been playing football, so it's not a case of hasn't been playing football for a very long time. He's been playing for Barcelona, so
yeah,
he's going to be fit. He's going to be fit. Is there anything COVID ban on him though? No, I'm joking. he's probably done his 7 days or whatever already. So,
yeah.
guys, let's go to you, Ross, and then let's get and find out where people can find you. So, go on, Ross. Give us some bits about yourself before we go off stream.
Yeah, Ross
Where
from
can
South
we find you,
Africa,
Ross?
proud villain. I'm in a fortunate position to be the chairman of the South African Villains fan club. Hopefully you'll find me here a lot more often. This has been a real fun time chatting football with the lads. So yeah, that's just a little bit about me.
Yeah, hit your social. Go on, tell us where people can find you, Ross.
Yeah, so you can find our accounts, our fan club accounts on Instagram and Facebook. On Instagram, it's Villains South Africa, and Facebook will be the South African Aston Villa fan South Africa.
Thank you so much. And let's exit that. And here comes a proud Liverpool fan who literally, can't say nothing about Stevie G. And here you go. Steven Gerrard is gathering the crew, Suarez and Sturridge are coming. Yeah,
you know what? Seeing that Sturridge post, actually, that reminded me. I was reading the Birmingham Mail, and there is some rumors that Villa are looking to sign Suarez on loan from Atletico. So if we had to get Suarez as well, I think this will be a successful transfer market, eh?
I don't know where Atletico Madrid is in the league. So if they're not going to win the league, I can probably see it happening. I know Real Madrid was top the last time I saw it.
I think.
Yeah, it depends. But hi, Jem. Long time no see.
Hi, Gemma.
Hello. Long time no see. Proud Liverpool fan. And let's go here. We've got some more comments coming in. Coutinho, Gerrard together, awesome. Fanatic, good shout, Gems. Oh, the whole Villa team be all frigging Liverpool now, won't it? We won't buy anyone. I love it. So, guys, from the Money Agenda, we will be back tomorrow at 8 p.m. Myself, OMONDI, Jay Motti, and it will be Mr. B to do the preview show. And listen, we want to see Ross back. We do want to see Ross back. Yeah, we do want to see Ross. It was really good, Ross.
I think Ross, thank you for coming on. You've been fantastic.
Appreciate that.
We need to do this more often with Villa fans. And people know about football. I mean, you're representing out there. And big up to all the guys out in South Africa. Big up to South African football. Hope you produce more great players, you know. And just want to say, before we sign out, there's 3 players I want to say rest in peace to. That would be Hugo Ekielg, one of my heroes growing up, great defender, Dalen Atkinson, and Cyril Regis. 3 legends for me personally. Yeah. So big up you guys.
Thank you.
And guys, every single person who's in the chat, thank you for all your comments. Like, share, and subscribe to the Man United Agenda. And Ross, you have brought quite a lot of people have come in to make comments, and I'm taking it from your Instagram account and Facebook account. So if you're watching, guys, just hit that like and share and subscribe button. And we'll be back tomorrow to preview Man United, Villa versus Manchester United. So from myself, OMONDI, and Ross, thank you so much, guys. Have a lovely night. And from us, peace.